We are 80 samurai against an army, fighting to slow the invasion. Today, I die for my people.
There must be thousands of them. We will face death and defend our home. Tradition, courage, honor. They are what make us. We are the warriors of Tsushima. We are samurai! Odadachi, go break their spirits.
When I was in middle school, I used to write fan fiction about a samurai named Gesono, a man who lost his family to a rival clan and went on a journey of revenge and redemption to bring back honor to his name. I wrote pages about him, living in the world of blades, duty, and loss. I've always loved stories about redemption, vengeance, and self-discovery, especially in a Japanese setting. So when I heard that Sucker Punch, the studio behind the infamous series, was making a samurai game set during the first Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274, yeah, I was instantly on board. Before that, the closest thing I played were the old Tenchu games. Not quite samurai, more ninja, but still dripping in the same stealthy, stylish energy. So when Ghosts of Tsushima dropped in 2020, I knew I had to play it, and I fell in love with it. Then came the director's cut, bringing PS5 upgrades and the Iki Island DLC. And now that the game's on PC, with Ghosts of Yotei on the horizon, I figured it was the perfect time to return and see if it still holds up in 2025. Spoiler alert, it does. Revisiting Ghosts of Tsushima reminded me why I loved it in the first place. Its beauty, tragedy, and that perfect blend of chaos and calm. It's not flawless, but it's a masterpiece in storytelling and atmosphere. Whether you're into tales of loss, revenge, or forging your own path in a world determined to break you, this game deserves your time. Let me explain. When I first played it back in 2020 on PS4, it was already gorgeous. One of the last true PS4 era heavy hitters. Locked at 1080p and 30 FPS, but it didn't matter. It was breathtaking then. Fast forward to my 2025 replay on PC, now running at 1440p, 120 FPS, with DLSS and frame generation, and the game feels reborn. Nixxes did an amazing job with this port. Sure, there were a few dips without frame gen, but even on medium settings, it runs beautifully. And the sound design? Perfect. The brush of wind through tall grass, the soft clink of armor, the sharp ring of blades. It's like poetry. The soundtrack blends traditional Japanese instruments with ambient tones that shift depending on your situation. You could feel the rhythm of the world, adventure when you ride across the plains, peace when you pause among swaying trees. The island itself feels alive. Fires roar, grass dances, storms roll in, and sunset spills across the sky like a painting. Sometimes I just stop, take in the view, and snap a photo. You can tell this game was built for photo mode. Every shot looks like a scene from a samurai film. In short, visuals are timeless. Can't wait to see this engine return in Ghosts of Yotei.
But while you were sharpening your sword, do you know how I prepared for today? I learned. I know your language, your traditions, your beliefs, which villages to tame and Wish to burn? So I'll ask you once again, Samurai. Do you surrender?
Like I mentioned before, Ghost of Tsushima takes place during the real Mongol invasion of Tsushima in 1274. You play as Jin Sakai, a young samurai of Clan Sakai, raised under the guidance of his uncle, Lord Shimura, a noble, honorable man who believes in the traditional samurai way. Face your enemy head on, never from the shadows. But after a devastating Mongol attack, Jin's world shatters. His uncle is captured, his clan decimated, and his home consumed by war. To save his people and rescue his uncle, Jin is forced to question everything he was taught. Does he cling to honor or embrace dishonor to protect those who can't protect themselves? That conflict between the way of the samurai and the birth of something darker, the ghost, is what makes the story so powerful. Along the way, Jin meets allies who shape his path. Yuna, a thief who saves Jin's life and challenges his idea of honor. Her loyalty runs deep, especially towards her brother, Taka, whose fate hits hard. Lord Ishikawa, Jin's old archery mentor, brilliant, stubborn, and haunted by his failures. His story explores pride, guilt, and the cost of mentorship. Lady Masako Adachi, a survivor whose family was slaughtered by betrayal. Her tale is one of grief, rage, and the thin line between justice and vengeance. Each of these characters adds another layer to Jin's journey, testing his beliefs and forcing him to face who he's becoming. Without diving into full spoilers, the story builds into a heartbreaking but poetic ending. It's about sacrifice, the loss of innocence, and the painful evolution from samurai to symbol. By the time the credits roll, Jin isn't just saving his island, he's redefining what it means to fight for it. What really sold Ghost of Tsushima for me wasn't just the world, it was the way the game feels to play. The combat sits in this perfect middle ground between Assassin's Creed and Sekiro. It's not brutally punishing, but it's not brainless either. Every strike feels sharp, every block has weight, and the duels, pure art. When you enter a standoff, hand hovering over the hilt, both fighters waiting for the other to flinch, that single slash can make you feel like you're in a samurai movie. You've got two major playstyles, honorable samurai and stealthy ghost. As a samurai, you face enemies head on, parrying, breaking guards, switching stances for different weapon types. It's all about precision and reading your opponent. As the ghost, you play dirty, smoke bombs, kunai, fear tactics. You use the shadows, strike silently, and vanish before anyone knows what happened. The genius part is how the game's story and gameplay constantly clash. The more you use ghost tactics, the more Jin drifts from his uncle's ideals. You're not just unlocking abilities, you are watching a man abandon everything he was raised to be. It's rare for a game to weave that conflict so tightly into how you play. And then there's exploration. Forget map markers, the wind itself guides you. You literally follow the direction of the wind to find your next objective. Birds lead you to secrets, foxes guide you to shrines. It's such an elegant system. No cluttered UI, just nature as your compass. Side activities like hot springs, haiku spots. Mechanically speaking, these activities give many different upgrades to Jin. Hot springs will increase maximum health. Shrines will increase more slots for Jin to equip charms. Bamboo strikes will increase your resolve for more blocking, parrying, and healing. Haiku spots unlock different headbands, and many more. On top of that, there are plenty of side quests to find. Ways of learning about the side quests are from talking to NPCs in town with a message bubble above their head, or saving someone from random events in the world. It gives a sense of organically finding these out in the world.
Over here!
You'll be free soon.
Did they hurt you?
They burned my farm at the river path, between Tsutsu and Azamo. You can see their men from the cliffs above.
That's good to know. I'll have a look.
It feels very fluid and it's designed to get you to explore more of the world. So now you have completed some side quests, picked up many of the different materials while facing against Mongols. What are you doing with your supplies? Upgrades can be used in cities you save or small camps you find. These can be used to upgrade your bow for more ammo capacity, more health from an armor you particularly like, or upgrades to different equipment you have. It is always a great idea to pick up everything from places or people you meet. Then let's talk about the Legends multiplayer mode, which is surprisingly solid. You can team up as different classes. There's the Samurai, the Hunter, Assassin, and Ronin. In this game mode, you complete different story missions or play game modes like Survival, where you last as long as you can. There is Rivals, which is PvP type missions. There's also Challenges, which are weekly missions that give you more rewards like gear items. All of these give rewards to expand out your gear score to do harder missions and get better loot. If I had to describe the gameplay in one word, flow. It's cinematic, rhythmic, and deeply satisfying. Every duel, every stealth kill, every ride through a golden forest feels intentional. Iki Island is the first and only DLC for this game. It's not just new content, it's a psychological deep dive into Jin himself. The story takes Jin to the island of Iki, a place his father once tried and failed to conquer. It's haunted by his past and filled with enemies who see him not as a hero, but as the son of a tyrant. You face a Mongol faction led by the Eagle, who is a shaman who uses fear and hallucination to break her enemies. Through those visions, the game explores Jin's guilt and trauma, not just from war, but from his childhood. Without spoiling specifics, Iki Island forces Jin to relive the moments that shaped him, and to finally confront the pain he's been carrying since before the Mongols ever landed. The island itself is stunning, more rugged, more dangerous, filled with cliffs, raiders, and wild horses. The new gameplay additions like horse charge attacks, animal sanctuaries, and new mythic tales make it feel fresh without breaking what already worked. It's one of those DLCs that doesn't just add hours, it adds depth. It feels like a mirror held up to the main story, showing how far Jin has come and how much he's lost along the way. Even with all the praises, the game's not perfect. The PC port I was playing had specific weird occurrences of DLSS just not working and causing the game to slow below 60 FPS randomly. It happened in the beginning of the game, but only a few times. There was also strange issues like subtitles from specific cutscenes just not showing up on it. Like when my uncle was talking to the Khan. The topic of cutscenes, there was a funny situation where my horse got stuck while it triggered, and it just stayed in front of my character the whole time. While not a terrible thing, but I thought it was hilarious. Last issue to mention wasn't an issue, but during the flute playing sequence on Iki Island, I felt that the game mode was a bit overtuned on movements, and I felt that it was wildly moving my cursor up and down, causing me to not be exactly where I want. This definitely could have been tuned better. Ghost of Tsushima is more than just a game about samurai. It's a story about identity, legacy, and sacrifice. It asks what you're willing to become to protect the people you love. It's about the clash between tradition and survival, and what happens when doing what's right means breaking everything you were taught to believe. From its breathtaking landscapes to its emotional story, from the elegance of its combat to the quiet beauty of its world, this game captures something rare. It's not just cinematic, it's spiritual. Even 5 years later, it stands as one of PlayStation's best. Whether you're playing it for the first time or returning like me, Ghost of Tsushima is a masterpiece worth revisiting, a timeless tale carried by the wind. Hey friends, I hope you guys enjoyed the Ghost of Tsushima review. I had a great time replaying this game. And if you guys did, please consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribing. It really does help out the channel. And I have some more games coming up, so can't wait for you guys to see. Anyways, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.